And we're sitting here chatting at the moment to Sharon De la Ray, who's the sales manager for a company called Red Carnation. And we're chatting an interesting tour that's recently opened up at the Bushman's Kloof wine estate. It's called the Cederburg Wine Tour. Welcome to studio, Sharon.
Thank you, Warren.
Right, okay. If we could just start right at the beginning of this wine tour. What it is it's essentially, it's a day outing. And it's something that's a bit different to do. It's something a bit interesting. Right, let's start right at the beginning. Where is the Bushman's Kloof wine estate?
Bushman's Kloof sits in the Cederburg Mountains, which is about 3 hours north of Cape Town. We sit just outside Clanwilliam, about 45 kilometers outside of Clanwilliam, right in a beautiful reserve, 7,500 hectares of a nature reserve.
Okay.
Kloof, yeah.
All right. So this gives you some idea. It's in the middle of essentially nowhere.
It's right in the middle of the Cederburg. Correct.
Right. So mountains, lush vegetation.
Sandstone mountains, yes.
Right. And the Bushman's Kloof wine estate's been around for a little while itself.
Correct. I believe 1997. Are you talking, about the actual wine estate itself, Cederburg Private Cellars?
Well, the private cellars. Yeah.
Private Cellars itself. It's been around for a long time, but the David Nieuwhout, who is the current owner and the winemaker, he started there in 1997. He took over the reins in 1997.
Okay. And
Bushman's Kloof itself has been around for a very long time, but we took it over about 10 years ago, and we've been running with it since then.
Okay. And recently I know that it's become quite the food destination with people kind of traveling out there just to try the meals.
We're very well known for our food. We've got a stunning chef, Floris Smith, there, and he puts out incredible dishes. It is a culinary experience, no doubt about that.
Right, so it's in the heart of a wilderness reserve. We've got a perfect setup here. Now, you've introduced a brand new package, which you're calling the Cederburg Wine Tour.
Correct.
Which is essentially taking a 4x4, I believe, and traveling the area and experiencing the wines and the food at the same time. How did this come about?
It's a very new tour for us. We've actually got a relationship with David Nieuwhout. It's quite a lovely story, actually. His mother, I believe, was born at Bushman's Kloof at the original farmhouse. So he's always had a very close relationship with the lodge itself and with the staff there. So it started off there where it's a unique wine experience, and we're always looking for something that we can offer that is different. And this came about very recently. We've only perhaps launched in the last couple of months, and we are now offering it to our guests as a private experience.
Right, and what it is you take a 4x4, and it's a tour round the wine farm, around the reserve.
Basically, yes. It's about a 6-hour tour in total, Warren. You're going to be doing a 2-hour trip through with one of our very knowledgeable guides through the Cederburg mountainous area. So it'll be a bit of a tour. You will arrive at the wine estate, spend 2 hours. It's about a 2-hour wine tasting, and then we will pack a lovely picnic basket which Floris Smith puts together for you, and you'll travel back. So you're looking at about a 6-hour turnaround tour.
Right, and it's a very small, exclusive, intimate thing.
Correct. With us, it is exclusive. We can do a maximum of 4 guests that we'll take up. It's a Toyota Fortuna 4x4. Okay. So we'll take a maximum of 3 for the wine tasting. Right.
Okay. And then what sort of food can people expect on this thing? What's the general idea?
Are you talking about at the lodge itself?
Well, for the picnic that's included in the actual tour.
We pack a selection of savouries and sweets, and of course you get to do some wine tasting as well.
Right, naturally you get to try all of the...
It's a lovely picnic basket, and we'll put a nice selection of food together.
All right, so what are the highlights of the actual tour itself in terms of, the places that you go to while you're driving for 6 hours?
Well, you're going through the Cederburg, the reserve itself, and then you head out through the Cederburg Mountains. So it's about a 2-hour drive through to the wine estate itself. So it's not too long. Right, and you're passing through incredibly beautiful and scenic areas.
Where does it actually start?
From the lodge itself. Okay. You'll leave from the lodge and you'll head through to the farm, which is Dwarsrivier.
Right. Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about the lodge. What's the main attraction?
I think if anybody's been and seen South Africa as a whole, they will understand that this is totally unique. This area is incredibly beautiful. It's majestic. And I would suggest, if you haven't seen this particular area, that you make a plan at some stage. The lodge itself, we set on 7,500 hectares of the Cederburg Mountains. So it's sandstone mountains, as I mentioned earlier on, and open plains. Of course, July, August, thereabouts, we get those wonderful wildflower displays. So it's wonderful for our inbound and our domestic market. You're going there to go and really indulge in great food and wine, a wonderful spa experience, the beautiful scenery. You're going really to pamper and to treat yourself.
Right, okay. And is the tour offered as part of larger packages, sort of stay over packages, or is it something you can do as a day trip?
No, this would be something that you would add on as a day trip.
Okay.
Look, generally speaking, the people that show an interest in doing this are the people that have got the slightly longer stays.
Okay.
When you're on the reserve itself, a 2-night stay, you've got more than enough to do. And even a 3-night stay, you're going to be kept very busy. But if you're interested in wine and your focus is to go along and do some wine tasting, you're going to a wine estate which is unique not only in its location, but also it is the only wine farm in the area. It's the highest lying wine farm as well in the Cape. So it is a unique destination.
So the wines offer a bit something different for people who are actually fans of wine.
Absolutely, yes.
Right, well, from my perspective, it just looks like a really great way to kind of see the Cederburg. As you say, if you haven't been there before,
you do
this
need
is
to
a
do
nice
it.
6-hour round trip, and then and you get a bit drunk while you do it. I think
Taste some beautiful wines.
that's right. Somebody else does the driving for you. I think it sounds like I can almost.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how do people actually book for this thing?
Obviously, from our side, we do have tour operators and travel agents that we work very closely with, and they can definitely help you. So you can contact your favorite tour operator or travel agent. If you need be, you can also go onto our website, which is redcarnationhotels.com, and you can pick up the Bushman's Kloof link, and you can then do reservations through that as well.
Through the actual on the
Correct. Or
website.
you can, of course, pick up the phone.
Okay, all right. And is there any social media there? Is there any, obviously being an internet radio station, people like to contact things through email addresses?
Yes, we do. You can definitely contact us via the website, as I mentioned earlier on. You can also contact us on Twitter. We've also got, of course, our telephone number, which is 021-437-9278, or info@bushmanskloof.co.za.
Perfect. Okay. And what does it cost? That's the final crucial bit.
Well, the cost for accommodation, we have seasonal rates. So it depends on, of course, when you want to travel. But accommodation can start from 2,635 rands per person per night sharing. We've also got lovely domestic packages, which we offer normally in our low season, which is from 1 April to 31 August. And those can start from as little as 1,900 rand per person per night sharing for a 3-night stay. And then, of course, we've also got high season rates, which range at around about 4,410 rand per person per night sharing. And those rates are fully inclusive.
Okay. So now if we've startled people with the price, perhaps, they'll be surprised to hear that the actual wilderness excursion is significantly cheaper than that.
The wilderness,
the actual Cederburg wine tour.
The Cederburg wine tour is 1,500 rand for a vehicle, which, as I said earlier on, it's 4 people.
Yeah, so there you are.
So it's very reasonable, and you can go and taste some lovely wine.
Well, that's it. Yeah, 1,500 rand for 4 people is basically free these days, and that includes your picnic, it includes your wine tasting, it includes your tour guide, and
That's correct.
includes them not taking photographs of you when you have too much fun at the wine tasting.
Correct.
Okay, magnificent. Thank you very much for coming in, Sharon. It's been an
Warren.
absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, so that's the Bushman's Kloof Wine Estate. There's a Cederburg wine tour. If you'd look that up, it's redcarnation.com, I believe.
Correct.
Okay, good.
redcarnationhotels.com.
Redcarnationhotels.com. But there you are. If you look up any of these things, actually, if you just type in Bushman's Kloof Cederburg wine tour, it's the #1 selection on Google, so it should be relatively easy to find.